The water's fine, homie, jump into the deep end. Sow it, you will reap it. We talking how to start it, how to grow it, how to keep it. Take a deep breath. You are now rocking with Founder Secrets.
We've got quite an episode today. We're going to talk about minority business enterprises. We're going to talk about going from the corporate world into entrepreneurship, how the furniture industry is changing. It's going to be a good time. Varun, welcome to Founder Secrets.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Fabio. Happy to have myself here today.
Good. So before we start, we're going to start with icebreaker, and we're all going to answer. And the icebreaker is, what's a piece of furniture that you bought recently or semi-recently that you love? Maybe made a difference in your life. You could have bought it yesterday or 6 years ago. Nobody's counting. But Flavio, you want to start, and then I'll go, and then Varun, we'll finish with you.
Well, I got a lamp, Tribeca lamp that is really, really nice. And I think lamps and mirrors actually are the key to a room's interior design. With the right combination of lamps and mirrors, you can make any room beautiful. And there's some very trendy, both mirrors and lamps. Although here's an anti-hack: is somebody for my birthday, you might be listening, sent me like lamps, like a couple of lamps, as as a birthday gift. But that's I appreciate it, it's very kind, but it doesn't match, the decor. It's really hard to buy furniture as a surprise, to people. Be like, hey, here's a piece of furniture. There's so many, things that go into it. It's hard to surprise somebody with it. So that's a hack I'd say not to do, even though it's very kind and thoughtful. What about you, Taylor?
Wait, it's called Tribeca Lamp? That's the name of the lamp company?
I didn't look it up. It's a style. I'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, it's a style. Okay.
I think he just made it up.
It's a lamp, and it's in Tribeca.
A lamp in Tribeca. Got it. Okay. Well, I have Newport Beach Lamp Company lamps. Mine is, I had a couple of different contenders here, but I got to say it's a standing desk. So I bought it during COVID, and I bought an uplift desk. My wife has whoever the other major manufacturer is. I think they're both fine. Hers breaks more often than mine, so maybe there's something to that. But it's great. I love it. I'm standing right now. It makes me stand. I probably stand 90% of the time when I'm in here. And I also bought an Aeron desk chair, which you could buy used for fairly reasonably priced. I got it for like $375 in New York during COVID. And it's still going great, but mostly because I stand all the time, it just sits in the corner. So mine would be standing desk because it makes me more alert. I notice that when I sit, I go on the couch and I sit. And when I'm in here working, I don't know, just something about it activates work mode for me. So that'd be mine. What about you, Varun?
I think you just copied my script.
Lamps? Oh.
Wait, what do you mean Taylor named all the furniture in his house?
That's literally all I have.
I invested in a sit-stand desk. And that is, my wife does morning, spend some time in the stock market, pre-market, post-market, and she wanted a sit-stand desk. So I invested and bought it online, though I have my own company. But, for her, I said, you know what, before it breaks down, anything happened based on the size, let me get you a sit-stand desk. The desk came in 1,000 pieces. So finally, coming from the industry, I was able to assemble it pretty fast. But then she came back with 3 monitors and a big laptop, right? So desk can only take so much. So so I had her put this desk and a small desk next to it. I said, listen, hon, it can only take 2 monitors with so much weight, and you need to have a separate desk next to it so that it can make your life more easy. But yes, it does help a lot, being more attentive. It's good for physical exercise, right? So you're just not sitting and relaxing, and give you the momentum to stand and be more alert. And I have an Aeron chair at home.
Wait, so did you say it's a sit-stand desk? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
When you said you invested in it, you mean like you invested in the company that makes it, or you bought one?
Bought one.
Okay, got you.
Oh, I thought you invested in the company. I was like, man, you were ahead of the curve.
That's what I thought too. Is it a public company?
Not yet.
A good time to invest.
Good time to invest. So you were in finance for 15 years. We've had a few people on here who have gone like from finance into entrepreneurship.
E-commerce mostly,
right? And so you went a very quite different direction, like a What inspired it? How did the process kind of work?
What really inspired me is, I always wanted to have my own business, right? But I was growing up in India. I was surrounded by people, working class, middle class, 9 to 5 jobs, you know, safe mentality that you go to, you have a job, you take a government job, you take a private job. But that's how your life is supposed to be rolled for next till the time from the time you're born till the time you die.
Oh, what about retirement? You don't get to retire in India?
So that's how it's supposed to be. But I always have that ideas and different kind of things that I wanted to do in my life, um, but just never had the opportunity or time to do it. Um, so I started working in India, then moved over to the US in 2005 with the same company. Made a lot of money for the bank. But something happened in 2015, which kind of shift my focus. I said, enough making money for these big banks. How about I make money for myself and started something which is more vision and more entrepreneurship level, right? So, and I got really lucky with have someone really took me under his wings. Happened to be furniture industry because I started bringing stuff from overseas, and
Wait, one sec. How did you find that person that took you under the wing?
I was actually friends with him, and he was, through the finance world, and through that contact, I, expressed my interest while working is that I would love to start my business like you, what you've done over the years, and I have a good contact overseas, and we can bring some, office chairs which have no idea. Would you be interested in investing? He said, I wouldn't invest, but if you bring it, I'll help in selling the chairs for you. I said, no issues.
He was in the furniture business.
He was in the furniture business.
That's interesting. When somebody says not invest, that seems like you weren't discouraged. It sounds like
I wasn't discouraged. What's going to happen? Worst come worst, you're investing, 20 grand, and that's a risk I can take, right? So if if nothing happens, I can always sell it on Amazon. But yeah, so I took that risk, invested that money, bought, a container full load of chairs. And then I reached back to the same guy. Hey, listen, the chairs are here after 2 months. He said, really? I said, yeah, the chairs came. So,
Wait, how'd you know you weren't even in the business? How'd you know what kind of chairs to buy? You just like picked some out of a catalog and bought them? Or
so I actually reached out to him, and these are the, few chairs that I'll be bringing over. And he said, you know what? Do you have this kind of chair, that kind of chair? I said, yeah, probably I can find those. And I have a good friend of mine who's a Canadian and diplomat and Chinese. He lives in China. We were able to find the right connection. He speaks the language and speaks English. So find the factory and place an order. Got the chairs, and then I reached back to him. Hey, listen, the chairs are here. Can I bring a sample? So I brought a sample. After 2 days, called me back. Hey, listen, could you deliver 50 chairs to me? I said, yeah, why not? For sure.
wow. Where'd you even store the chairs? Like, where'd you deliver it? What's the address you shipped it to?
Well, I had two good-looking gentlemen like you who were really helping me out.
I would have stored your chairs if you said that.
So I called two friends of mine. I said, listen, we got a 40-foot container came in. I need a little hand in unloading 400 chairs.
So where'd you put them?
400's a lot of chairs.
We had taken a self-storage that time, and just shovel the chairs there.
In Manhattan?
No, in Long Island.
And so then how much does a chair cost? This particular chair?
That chair probably cost us about $60 landed here.
All right. And so how much you trying to sell it for? Like 100, 200?
Like about 100, 150 a chair.
Oh, I see. So you could have like a 50% margin.
Wow, but you weren't even in the business. I mean, this is blowing my mind. You didn't. How'd you even know that?
I said, this is nice gig. When can I bring the second container? Right. So, he said, you can bring over, and I'm happy to sell. So meanwhile, something happened in the finance world. I was working for JPN. I got laid off, and after I got laid off, I said, how about I reach back to a friend of mine who just able to sell a full load of chairs, and I said, listen, you don't have to pay me anything, but I would love to do this gig, and so I started working with him. start learning the business because finance and furniture has a lot of actions in them. You're dealing with a client, doing all that. um, in finance world, you planning the person's portfolio, where to invest, what to do, how to do all that good stuff. And furniture also has come with space and moving, and there's a lot of energy and actions around it. So I felt like this is the right fit for me because I don't get bored here. I can do a lot of things that bring a lot of energy and action for me. So I started learning the business, and from there on I just keep progressing in the business. And after he died, I kind of decided, he had a certain heart attack. So after he died, passed away, I thought, what the wisdom that I got in 2 years, how about I continue the same wisdom, because now I'm in open waters, right? I had somebody who shadowed me for 2 years. um, let me try this for let me try it out for the rest of my few years, and see how I make progress in it.
Did you buy his business?
I didn't buy it. I started my own. So it's been 8 years since I've started my own business after that.
I want to talk about MBE in a second, but what was because I'm still kind of blown away that you went into an industry where you didn't seemingly didn't know a whole lot about it, and were able to, sell customers in that industry, become enough of a success to match what you were doing in the finance world. Um, was he every day? Like, how did this tactically work? Like, every day, was he teaching you, okay, here's what colors, this customer likes? Like, were you shadowing him, going to customer meetings? How this is useful for somebody else who's in that space. Like, how did this like tactically work where you could gain all this knowledge and understand how to grow a business like
What I learned in finance, Taylor, was marketing, the finance, the operations, right, customers, and how to speak over the phone, and do few, all that good stuff which you would have to learn during when you start a job. So I already came with a lot of experience, right? What I didn't have, the product experience, right? Had to. Now the product is completely different. We're not dealing with finance, we're dealing with furniture, right? So for me, the transition wasn't that difficult because I was talking to the client, hey, this is the floor plan you have, and how to learn the floor plan was the hardest part of it. Where the conference room is going, where the contact center is going to go, where the private office is going to go, how to read the floor plan, how to read the architectural drawings, how to read the electric plan on the floor plan, right? That was a learning curve for me, which I, within 7 to 8 months, I was able to learn and grow into that. But rest of it, once I done that part of it, because of my experience, I was able to transition into this industry pretty fast.
So what happened with because I guess what I'm hearing is there's fewer office spaces now. Is that true? Like, not just COVID, but people are changing permanently to less office space. Did that affect your business?
It's basically people are more smarter. So he, you don't need 10,000 square feet of the space to have 20 employees in the office, or 30 employees. People are smarter, educated. There's a lot of content creation online. So you could use a 5,000 or 6,000 square feet. You can still buy the same amount of furniture with the same limited space and utilize the space more effectively to your need. So the myth is the people taking the less office space. The answer is no. They're taking more smarter space. The answer is yes.
So you're still finding ways to grow the business because you're an EO, and obviously that requires $1 million of revenue, and it seems to me like that's really challenging in a furniture, because then you have to kind of resell the furniture to new clients every year. Or is there a lot of recurring business? How does that work?
The recurring business is not there, but the repeat business is there. So we also do a lot of KPIs around the industries, right? So which industry is growing right now? Healthcare, research and development, AI, right? Crypto, right? IT is down, aviation is growing, government sectors are growing, right? So all that industries that are growing, they need office space, right? Now, the players could be anywhere from 3,000 square feet office space to 30,000 square feet office space, 50,000 office space, right? So it's not like everybody's working from home. The demand for office space is still there. People are still leasing the space, and they're still buying the furniture. But the choice what they have made today is that should we buy new or should we buy something which is more pre-owned, more sustainable, more certified, which feel the same, right? So going back to like 2020, you invested, you bought $375 add-on chair. That chair is about $3,000, if it's not less than that, right? So, but you made that choice because you have the option to buy the similar kind of chair at a lesser price, right? So we have that inventory in our warehouse all the time where we give clients an option. Either you buy new or you buy pre-owned. But if you're buying pre-owned, you're buying something which is made by Steelcase or Miller Knoll. And by the time you invest your money in buying all of that, it's going to cost you millions of, at least hundred thousands of dollars. Versus buying with us, it's going to be 80% less than that.
Wow. So do you go in and buy, like when people are moving out, do you come in and just like take all their, hey, we'll come in and clean out your whole office, and then you store all that and like clean it and then resell it? Is that part of the business?
It is part of the main business. So 80% core business is workstations, cubicles, and wall partitions, right? I'm sitting right now in a phone booth that's in my office, right? And when company is reaching out to us that, hey, we are downsizing our space, we're giving up our lease, right? What do we do with all this office furniture sitting with us, right? We come in and we assess the value of the furniture. Out of 100% of this furniture, 40% has a resale market for us, right? 60% has no market. Therefore, the 60% furniture has to either go into the donation or it would end up in the landfill because there's no way this 60% can be utilized. 40% come back to our warehouse in Long Island and New Jersey. We are a refabrication team constantly refabricating the workstation, the partition, changing the fabric. And then the medium size or small size business owner who come to us, with 3,000 square feet space, 5,000, 10,000, so on and so forth. They become a client because they want to buy something which is more in their budget, more financially controllable, and we sell it back to those individuals, businesses.
So you're holding on the inventory. So this, I've heard of this minority business enterprise certification. I've heard of this. I'm a white guy, but somehow I got invited to a conference for it in like 2010 in Washington, D.C. And I went, and I was I was not the target market, okay? But can you speak to like what this is? My understanding of it from a high level is that if you're a minority business owner, then you can get the certification that allows you to get government contracts and allows you to get maybe big, Fortune 500 contracts as well. That's kind of my high level understanding. Can you speak to like what it is, what your experience has been like with it? How does someone get it? Yeah, just kind of educate us on what it is.
Before the minority, let me just take a step back and 30 seconds. So when I started the business and what I learned and shadowed from the mentor was pre-owned business. You bring the furniture in the warehouse, you refabricate it, you resell it back, right? COVID came in 2020. No one was in the office. No one was buying the furniture. We added decommission business, moving and storage business into our vertical. That keep us going in that 20 and 2021. Companies shutting down, closing. What are we going to do with the furniture? All that furniture. So we were making the revenue on the moving, storage, and decommission. Then I got introduced to someone. Hey, how about you get your company certified as a minority business? Right. So then I started learning and creating some more education around it. How do I get certified? And then I said, let me go ahead and apply for the minority business enterprise certification. The process takes about 3 to 6 months, right? It's a vetting process. It's a vetting process means you have to have extremely clean background as far as once before you get into the certification, right? Your finances has to be extremely clear. Your background checks have to be clear. You should be ready to take that 3 to 6 months process, because the documentation to go through to apply this MBE certified, it's actually intense. So you need an SME, which is subject matter expert, which I found, to go through with this entire process. And once you submit the application, it takes another 45 days to 60 days to go through the vetting process again, that what you submitted is what you are in reality, right? So, and after that, you get that certified, MBE certified. How does it help? It's actually a privilege to get it, and I'm really thankful to New York State that they offer these kind of certifications. Um, it allow small to medium-sized companies to go after bigger contracts, and as a bigger on a bigger contract, the state or the city is looking for the subcontract with certain threshold, but your business has to be able to deliver those kind of services, right? So once again, is getting a certification could be an 8-month process, but if you're not business wise set up to deliver that kind of services, then you're putting yourself in harm's way, right? So going back, yes, certification helps, and I've set up the business in such a way that yes, if I get an opportunity to bid on certain projects, I will be able to deliver the product or services what's needed for the scope of work.
You, by being able to bid on certain projects that you couldn't otherwise. Is that right?
It helps you to bid on the projects regardless of the certification. But once you have the certification, it pushed the application or your proposal a little bit further up, because the project require you to meet certain thresholds, right? So on a project, it would say 6% is MBE certified threshold, right? So once I send my paperwork and application and I meet that 6% threshold, which means you're moving into a competitive space where other MBEs are also could be there. But yes, that's where it really helps.
And it's projects with the state, or you mean any project?
It's project with the New York City or project with New York State.
I see. So you were able to increase the business with the state.
Yeah, and the MBE you can get certified with the city, and MBE you can get certified with the state. They don't talk to each other, so you need 2 different certifications for the New York City and for the New York.
What percent of the business would you say is city and state now?
I would say about 10 to 15%.
Oh, but it helped through that period of post-COVID to bounce back a little quicker.
Yeah, and it really helps, when there are certain jobs that comes out.
What is it like doing business with the city of New York or state of New York? Is it like is it the same type of work as private sector, or is it just completely different, or what's that like? I mean, a lot of our listeners, me included, haven't really done business with the government.
Working with city of New York or state, it's just a lot of paperwork. But if I've situated myself in such a way that my paperwork is up there, so I've gone over the threshold of doing business with the city and state. Initially, it's a little hiccup because you have to speak the city and state language or lingos, right? So it's a bit different than how you work with the private companies. So it's a bit of a learning curve there. And they are actually pretty nice. The agencies are nice. They have the right help for anybody and everybody. It's not like probably in a corporate, you want to call somebody, you're basically talking to the chat box. With the city and state, there's a contact centers helplines. You can call them, and if you get stuck on your invoicing or your payments or your application, they're there to help you out. That's just my experience. I had a good experience. So
where do you see, to Flavio's earlier point, the office furniture, this whole industry seems like it's changing, work from home policies. Now people are returning to office, some people. Where do you see this industry going? 10 years probably way too far, but where do you see this going in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
Well, the industry is evolving, right? So I see a tremendous upside and growth in the industry, because the industry is also depend on other players coming into the market. So IT, information technology, used to be a huge real estate taker in New York, New Jersey market, and having a lot of people working from the office, which is no longer a case. People can work from home. Right? But the recent AI and crypto and research and medical and pharma are the new players in the market. These are the players who are taking new office spaces. So yes, there's a market. There's always going to be a market for it. There's an upsurge um, of the shared spaces, right? So WeWork was there, one of the examples, but now there are a lot of companies that are offering a shared space. Why? Because small or medium-sized business don't want to tie their lease up for 5 or 7 years. They want to be there for 2 years or 6 months or 1 year, right? So we work with a lot of shared space, co-working spaces, companies that buy from us for as and when they build a large build out, they reach out to us. We need 30 private offices, 10 workstations, and all that conference area, all that good stuff. So there's a huge demand up there. There's a demand up in the government spendings, right? So the federal spending is going up. Investment. There's a huge focus on improving the entire federal space. Work from office is important, not work from home, right? There's a change happening in the New York City and state. More and more projects coming in. That really helps a lot there. I am investing into our e-commerce business now because our online shoppers are getting more educated and they want to be able to buy a single sit stand desk online or an add-on chair online or small 1 or 2 items online. So I'm investing time and money developing that e-commerce marketplace that can create that economy for us. And most important thing, which I'm always very keen and keep investing my time, is into how do we get our furniture more certified as green and sustainable, right? It's like Carfax. You put the VIN number, you'll be able to see the entire details where the car was bought and all that good stuff. Similar concept going into how do we make sure it came from Meta or it came from Blackstone, it came from Evercore, it came from Accenture, where is the furniture coming from, how it landed up in eLtru's office, how we have refabricated the entire thing, and how someone like Fabio or Taylor or John Smith bought the entire office suite from us, the entire lifelong history of the furniture, and able to see how sustainable it is and how much carbon emission footprints we are reporting and saving by buying the pre-owned.
I have one other question. Entrepreneurs largely are listening to this, and a lot of them they don't have the budget of the Blackstones, the Accentures, like this. What's like one tip you would give them that's very practical that they could improve their office space? Like what's something that is great bang for the buck, like something that can be immediately practical and useful to somebody who has an office?
When you have an office space, reach out to someone like us, who can offer pre-owned and new furniture. Make sure if you have a new space, the floor plan has been put together, because sometimes you have a new space but you have no floor plan. So the floor plan has to be designed. The floor plan consists of just not the furniture plan, the electric plan, and the floor plan that integrates together. That saves time and money. And open to have pre-owned and used furniture. There's no mental. It's not going to come dirty and shabby. It's pre-owned. It's sustainable. It's been recycled. Open for that kind of furniture.
We'll end with a life hack. This could be an app that you're using. Could be anything, right? To something that's made your life better. It could be something around furniture or office space too. I'll go, and then Flavio, you and Varun. So mine, Flavio's gonna laugh, is I'm go back to going to conferences. I'm going to a conference after this. Flavio's gonna be so excited.
Is it the minority conference again?
It's a minority office space conference. Yeah, go to the beach. That's right. Need a big tan. But I'm going to a manufacturing conference in Anaheim right after this. And I've just been using ChatGPT Deep Research to look up every conference center within a 100-mile radius of me and go to their websites, investigate what calendar, pull down, and then score those based on like how likely I would be to go. The scoring isn't that great, so I kind of changed it to just go there, get a list of all the events, put them in order of date, and send them to me. And it found this manufacturing conference that I can go to. It was yesterday and today, so I signed up to go today. It found me some conferences for next week. So Flavio, I'm joining your movement. I'm on the conference circuit, just seeing what's out there. So I want to see how are non-tech companies using things like AI and like what's being talked about at non-tech conferences. I have inundated with tech. I listen to all the tech podcasts. All my friends are in tech. So I just want to see what other things people are talking about in the business world. So healthcare conferences, business or manufacturing. There's a government conference next week. It's the California Government of Cities or League of Cities. It's where all the cities in California come together. I tried to see if I could get in. Apparently you had to be a government employee, but you could also be a student. So I'm going to see if I could pass as a student and maybe I could go and see. But my hack is going to conferences, and finally Flavio has convinced me. What about you, Flavio?
Do you know this brand of clothing called State and Liberty?
No, it's a great name though.
Their gimmick is their clothing is stretching. It's very like stretchy. It looks professional, but it's stretchy. And I've been using their shirts, but now I just noticed they actually do suits as well. You know how suits can be a little tight, or they're not the right size, or you change sizes. Well, no longer, because first I got fitted. There's a store near here, but also the fabric is stretchy, so it's more comfortable. It's not as expensive as a suit from some other place that might custom tailor a suit for you. So this is probably half the price of that, but still looks just as professional and is more stretchable fabric.
It's like a Spider-Man outfit.
Spider-Man outfit?
Varun, what about you? What about a life hack you'd like to share?
I think I've been practicing a lot of morning rituals. All right. As the business is growing, you have to be more mentally and stable as far as making decisions throughout the day. So I started earlier this year, my hack of getting up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, getting myself meditated, getting myself located through writing up the journal and priming my brain and have a plan for the day. And so when I get to the office, in my warehouse or showroom, whichever location, I know exactly how the day will roll out. So I always believe in you control the day should not control you. And that's something really helped me out, is structure and priming your brain in the morning. Really helpful.
What do you use? Do you use an app or something for the meditation? Or
I actually practice Tai Chi, practicing, and it's like moving with energy. Yeah.
Wow. Do you use an app?
No, just you.
You should come to Chinatown over here. Literally at 7 a.m. everybody's doing Tai Chi in the park.
Yeah, it's just on the YouTube. I can send you the link of the guy that I follow.
Yeah, send over. We'll put it in the show notes.
Send it over.
Varun, how can people reach out to you if they'd like to reach out, talk to you? How can they find you?
They can find us on LinkedIn. They can find us on our website, which is eLtru.com. They can always email me at sales@eLtru.com or give us a call at 212-641-4300.
Might be the first person to put a phone number on pod. That's good. Here we go. Always firsts. Varun, thank you for coming to Founder Secrets. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for rocking with the homies. Taylor, Trusty, and Flavio. Seize the day, own it. Until next time, hold it down, hold it down. Hey.